As I sit here and reflect on the last year of my life, I'm just truly amazed at how strong and resilient I had to be. I'm super, super proud of myself, of all the things that I've accomplished through this journey. On this day, a year ago, I was brought into the ICU. This was due to a fatal gunshot wound to the left shoulder. And my parents were called to the hospital, as well as my family, and everybody rushed down to the hospital ASAP. And they didn't know the status of me at that point. They didn't know if I was already dead. They didn't know if I was living. They didn't know what was going on. I was in a coma. So many things between the stroke, the fluid in the brain, pneumonia, fluid in the heart, a blood clot. It was a whole bunch of things that had happened to me. You know, the doctors told my parents to put me in a long-term nursing home because they said that I would not be the same ever again. They said pretty much this was the end for me. This was it. Here I am a year later. I think what gets me emotional, it's not even what happened itself. Because I can't even honestly barely remember what happened. I know how strong I was and how strong I had to be through this whole experience. There was just so much hurdles and so much roadblocks in the way. And I went through all of those like as if they didn't even exist. I'm so proud of myself and how strong I had to be through this whole thing. I'm not trying to make this a long video, so I just want to get to the point of this. I want to give some thanks. First, I have to thank the hospital I was at, all of the doctors, the nurses, and the surgeons that helped save my life. They made my stay very comfortable, and as well as my parents' stay, because they were in the hospital right along with me. They gave my parents a booklet and wrote in it every day everything that I was going through that day. From the day that I got my tracheotomy, from the day I got my stomach tube, all of that stuff. I'll forever be able to remember the experience through that book. The hospital also gave me this puppy. I had a therapy dog when I was in the hospital that came to visit me to make me feel okay, because I guess I had a lot of anxiety in the hospital. So I guess one of the nurses seen how much I loved the therapy dog, so she gave me a stuffed animal dog from the hospital gift shop, and I just keep it on my bed. I know it's kind of probably childish of me, but I appreciate that because it just reminds me of how far I came along. It just reminds me of the whole experience, and it's almost like I have like an emotional connection because of it. I also have to thank my rehab center, Gaylord, because when I was brought in, I couldn't do anything. I could barely even sit in the wheelchair. I was literally slanted in the wheelchair like that. Learned how to do everything all over again as if I was a toddler. Thanks to my rehab center for making my stay comfortable as well. I believe like 7 weeks later, being able to literally walk out of Gaylord. It's like, I can't believe it's such a short time, and they were able to teach me how to do everything all over again within that time period. Yeah, I have to thank all of my family that was and have been supportive of me when I was in the hospital, coming to visit me all the time, as well as my rehab center. I also have to really thank my best friend too, because actually during the time of my accident, she was in Canada and she drove all the way down from Canada just to make sure I was okay. Lastly, I want to thank all of you guys, each and every last one of you guys that have took the time to reach out to me, whether it be through Facebook, through Snapchat, through Instagram, any of that stuff. Everybody that reached out to me, everybody that prayed for me during this whole time, I thank each and every last one of you guys from the bottom of my heart, for real. Words can't even honestly explain, because it really makes me feel so good that I left such an impact on people's lives, that they really wanted just to make sure that I was okay. My heart was just filled with so much joy knowing that everybody was reaching out to me, and still fills up with joy now just when I take back the time to look through old messages and stuff and all the nice things that people are writing to me, it makes me emotional. I'm not gonna lie, it makes me emotional a little bit, because it really makes me feel so good that people really do care about me. And it's been a crazy ride. Like the words of Nipsey Hussle, the marathon continues. You know, this was just a hurdle. My life keeps going on. It's gonna keep continuing to go. So it's only forward, it's only up from here. God gave me a purpose to fulfill. He gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening to me. I really appreciate if you guys subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for more content coming on this channel, because I have a whole bunch of content coming up. Stay tuned for all these changes going on. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.